Good morning, gamers! Welcome back to Hellstorm Wargaming. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Mikey. Thank you so much for tuning in. Apologies for being late. I found a story that I really want to cover. I just need to get my links together. But welcome to the morning news. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, hello, hello. How are we all doing today? Welcome, welcome. I think for the first time in a week, everything is working. Everything is working. Looks like it. Here we go. Watch this. Wait. I've hidden it. I've hidden it. Morning. I'm late, but still late. All right. Okay. Look. You don't have to call me out. Okay. 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 Look. You don't have to call me out. All right. My bot's working. My thing's working. The chat's working. It all worked. It all worked. I just hid it because it said it was broken the other day. All right. You don't have to call me out for being late. Look. The news is here. I've got big news to talk about. Loads of big things happening. All right. And I found some really interesting things. You got to let the man cook. All right. But welcome, welcome, welcome. The only news I actually get hyped for. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate you. Hope you're all doing well. My name's Mikey. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for tuning in. Again, this is the morning news. So if you don't know, I stream every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay? And on Mondays, I talk about 40k and general news. On Wednesdays, I talk about general news around the communities that I enjoy, such as like gaming, tech, etc. And sometimes Warhammer as well. And then on Fridays, I like to play games on stream. This Friday, we've got Imperial Agents versus Adeptus Custodes. It's myself and Elliot playing. It should be an absolute bantolicious game. So I'm going to be playing Deathwatch again on stream. So that's happening this Friday evening. But again, today's Wednesday, so we've got news to talk about. Okay, we've got news to talk about. I've got a lot of stories, all right? We're going to first talk about Warhammer content in general. Just in general, talking about how it sucks. We're also going to talk about how there's a large 3D printing company that's getting sued. All right. We're also going to talk about how AI is actually fucked. They've had it. Okay. There's some big news about AI and artists fighting back. We're going to be talking about the Elon Musk Trump drama that happened the other day. If you haven't seen it, Elon Musk and Trump had a call on Twitter the other day, which got them both in bother. And then finally, we're going to talk about leaks in general, okay? Leaking content, because there's a big story right now from TheVerge.com because they have inadvertently leaked Valve's new secret project, Valve being the company that makes Steam. And then I've got a 36-page document about how to succeed in Mr. Beast Productions, which I thought we could look at as well. Okay. So we've got a lot of little stories to cover, all right? Lots of little stories. Some close to home, some a little bit far away. But don't trust me, I've got all the highlights. I'm going to fill you in with what's been happening this week. But before I do that, this is a live show. We got a live studio audience. Welcome, live studio audience. Okay. Live studio audience, thanks so much for tuning in. You are my pirate radio presenters because you are tuning into Hellstorm's pirate radio, where it kind of knows what's going on and it kind of tries to explain it in a funny way, but doesn't always get it right. But there's something that's interesting that you've seen throughout the week. Now's the time to tell me, or if just in general, if you want to chat about something, now's the time to bring it up. Okay. But I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you so much. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me pull up this. And here we go. Help, I'm trying to convince my friends not to go for Imperial Agents. Why? Don't you want to win every game? Imperial Agents, they're a bit of a funny one. I'm trying to cook something good up. I'm trying to cook something good, all right? I feel like I might be onto something, a way to play this army. It's not going to be easy, though. It's not going to be easy. But appreciate you, Sanderson. How you doing? There is lots of news. Big up for the artist. Hell yeah, dude. There's some really big news about AIR and the big lawsuit we mentioned before, which we're going to be talking about today. There's some extra news going along with it. It's not like no one's got sued yet, but things are happening. Things are moving, which is great. The Verge thing is so funny. It is quite funny, yeah, for sure. But we can have a look at it. I've got the article open. And we can just talk about the ethics of leaks, right? I want to chat about why hell Gulliman is 350 points and whilst the line is 300. Doesn't Gulliman have loads of buffs and the line doesn't? Like auras. You know? Isn't that why? Excuse me. Upbeat and chill. He has a massive Deathwatch army. He's very sad. Currently skewing into Dark Angels, but we may rock the index for fun games. Yeah, I think until we see the points, we can't really write off the Imperial Agents Codex just yet. It's just a weird codex, that's all. If the problem is if you own Deathwatch already, and you've got loads of odd units, that's really annoying. But the Deathwatch kill teams, still really good. Boring actually Imperial Agents should feel like it's have some fun play. Yeah, it's just weird that you can't actually play proper Imperial Agents because it's the old ones. We spoke about that on Monday, right? Boarding actions adds loads of detachments for loads of armies, which is really cool. There's 55 different detachments, which is sick. But I don't like this music. I don't like this music. But the problem is they've obviously updated it, so now it's Deathwatch, Grey Knights, Sisters, everything together, but the boarding actions doesn't have the rules for that. It's the old one, so it's basically Deathwatch and Space Marines. As long as you bought the Combat Patrol Deathwatch, right? Did you already talk about how salty Blood Angels players are? I mentioned it on Monday, and then Mercenary mentioned something in Discord. Has anyone got like a link to something? Yeah, it's like, is there a link to something that I can have a look at? Because obviously everyone's talking about how salty everyone is about Blood Angels. Yeah, they've lost their wings, it's annoying, but like, it's not the end of the world. Just fucking go and buy some Sangre Guard now and put wings on them. You know? That's going to be the problem. If you want to do it in fucking 5 years, you're going to be annoyed because you can't get them, but you could buy Sangre Guard now. If you look at the Blood Angels subreddit, it's everywhere. / Blood Angels. Let your voice be heard, brother. Well, not mine, fan on Instagram. It's okay not to like them. It's okay to really love them. It's really or not okay to start attacking each other about it. Why does someone need to make this? Why have they watermarked it as well? Why would you want to be attached to this cringe image? Good evening, dear GW customer service representative. First and foremost, I would like to apologise for any inconvenience, but I feel the need to express my sadness and disappointment about the recent Blood Angels updates and lineup. I, like many others, feel like we've perhaps been overlooked in comparison to other lineup updates like Black Templars and Dark Angels. You haven't been overlooked, because that's not what overlooked means, alright? We Blood Angel fans are amongst the most loyal and caring Space Marine fanatics. Okay, conjecture. The most recent announcement left us feeling saddened about the loss of iconography, variety, and identity of our beloved chapter, not to mention the manner in which the updates have been made in comparison to the other popular chapters. I understand that the decision design process must be long and nonetheless, and not something we made on a whim, but nonetheless, we feel like that is which made our chapter unique is being lost. Did they forget that Dark Angels Terminators are just Dark Angels Terminators, Dark Angel Terminator upgrade sprue? Did they forget that Dark Angels 4 months ago or whatever it was, their Terminator kit got wiped out and they got a Terminator kit with an upgrade sprue? Did they forget that? Make your disappointment known. Do be polite. The person reading your email is not responsible for these sculpts. Don't attack or insult anyone. What is going on? Are they just like fucking coping and seething? What's going on? Also, you know I spoke about these the other day? You know I spoke about these Bloodbound Battle Gear things. Because I was like, if you don't like this Angry card, just make your own. These have already been taken down. They've already been taken down, bro. Which I thought was really, really sad for the designer, but actually hilarious. Hilarious. I'm gonna leave this here. Same unit size, same battlefield role, massively different levels of effort. I mean, they're just dudes in fucking robes. I don't understand what you're saying. I don't understand what people are saying. They lost the nipples. That's the big thing, you know? They lost the nipples. That's the problem here. Is it because they're not covered in, like, fucking calligraphy anymore? The nipples is the sin. Fine, I'll do it myself. See, that's sick. That's a beautiful Sanguinor conversion. Is that Dante with Indrasta's wings? Everyone is all about the wings. Yeah, you can just fucking... Let me have a look. Let me go on Instagram. There's a guy, right? Look, if you don't like a model, convert it. I don't understand why everyone's like, well, now Games Workshop make it that way. We just hate it. Where is it? Someone sent to me the other day. Look, Games Workshop can't take this down, alright? They can't take this down. If you miss the wings, just make more. Just make some. It just fits in between both. Done. The wings are back. Fixing what Games Workshop failed to do. That's it. Done. You know? If you missed the wings, just put some more on. Alright? I don't understand what the problem is. If you don't have access to something, convert it. Print it. Buy kits to do it. You don't have to build everything out of the box. You don't have to. Look, this is really cool. This is really, really cool. Thanks to the 31 months. It's weird that they just bin them off though. Yeah, I agree it's a bit weird. But it brings it in line with the Space Marine army, you know? Why do they have wings? You know, they've got a jetpack. Why do they have wings? Now we need to buy a £300 printer for some wings. Punchy Buckle, I will put a 3D printer in your hand if you don't know one person or one person you know who knows a person who has a 3D printer that you can ask. All right? I will give you one of my 3D printers if that's the case. But I guarantee you know someone or you know someone who knows someone who owns a 3D printer who can print them for you. You don't have to spend £300 on a 3D printer, you know? You just know someone, or you go to Etsy. You can ask me, I'll say no. Right. Punchy Buckle, Jadason. I'd like to introduce you to each other. Bam. Now you know someone with a 3D printer. I don't know a single person in Australia who has a printer. Now, look, I'm going to sit here and say something very brave right now. I'm going to say something very brave, right? Every fucker in Australia has a 3D printer because Warhammer's too expensive. Warhammer's too expensive. They have a 3D printer, I promise you. You've just not been told about it yet. They don't trust you enough. Clearly, they don't trust you enough, all right? Isn't it obligatory to have every gaming group to have a printer dude? Yeah, if you haven't got a printer dude, you haven't got a gaming group. What's going on? What's going on? Just like, if you don't like it, be inventive. You know? Oh, he's got Gulliman's Iron Halo as well. That's really sick. This is a better Sanguinol. That's okay to say. I'm the FDM guy. There you go. You have an FDM guy, you have a resin guy, or you have a one together. I'm gonna keep it real with you, GW. I'm not paying $20 a model. I mean, that's a valid complaint. Is this one we just looked at? Yeah, we looked at that one. Jesus, they're so mad. I'm the bad at the game guy. Chat, what part of the group, which member of the group are you? If you're not the 3D printer guy, which one are you? And if you think about your group, right, you should have a 3D printer guy. You should have a guy who takes it too seriously. You should have a guy who's bad at the game. Okay, or person, not necessarily the guy, but you have a person who's really bad at the game, and then you have one that's really annoying. And if you can't work out which of your group is the really annoying one, I'm afraid that's you. I'm afraid that's you. Take a woman. No, none of that. None of that. We don't get that. We don't... Token women... No, we don't say that. But also, they're just few and far between. Not every gaming group has one. What if I'm all of those? F. F in the chat, that's what we say. I'm the too far away to play games guy. You are. You are definitely too far away to play games guy. Pete! The Wargamer! Pete the Wargamer has come in to have their say. Let's see what they've got to say. More details not equal to good design. Yeah, they just think because it's got a fucking cloak on, that's a sick design. The wings are there. If you don't like it, put more on. All right? The guy that remembers Rogue Trader, Warhammer Fantasy Battle Heroes came in +5 +750. Yeah, so you got a guy who's been playing since 3rd as well. The guy who... let's do it. Who have you got in a gaming group? You've got the 3D printer guy, okay? It's cheaper for 3D printer, actually. Okay, you've got the tryhard. You've got the guy who doesn't know how to play. You've got the annoying one. You've got the one who never finishes petting his army. The one who's always talking about the narrative. And the guy who's been playing since 2nd edition. I mean, that's a good group. That sounds like my group. Holy shit, that's my group. I'm the 3D printer guy. Or the tryhard, or annoying, or all three. I'm the guy who says we should get a game sometime, and then 3 months later we still haven't played. We did say that, to be fair, once upon a time. We said we should play. I know you've been and played on the channel since, but we said we were going to play, and then we never did. Big F for Mikey, yeah, big F indeed. Fucking hell. Assault Intercessor with jump pack plus Sandguard Vits. Whoa! Holy shit, he did it! The guy actually did it! That's crazy! Can you imagine? Can you imagine? That's crazy, bro! Why's he got a chainsaw? The wings look backwards. Oh my god, shut the fuck up. What do you mean the wings look backwards? Shut up! Just shut up! He's done it! Leave him alone! He's done it! The problem is you're not going to be able to buy these much sooner, for much longer. So fucking search Sanguinary Guard, right? And buy them now. £37. Right, they're sold out there. Okay. Just do what I do, right? When I need a kit and I don't want to pay full price for it, right? Just go on shopping on Google and just buy some. all right, you can buy them from the Gaming Vault for $27.99. Maybe not those ones. Maybe not those ones. They're a bit expensive. You can buy some second-hand ones for 35 quid there. God, there's so many Joy Toy. The problem is I'm getting flooded with Joy Toy. That's not helpful. And eBay. I wish you could hide eBay. You even go to fucking bit shops. Let's see if Bitsbox have got any. Boom. Space Marines are their own ones. Sanguinary Guard. There will be. They are the most popular kit. If you don't like the heads, start buying some new ones. You don't like the swords, buy some. You know, these are all Sanguinary Guard heads. Okay, the jump packs are out of stock. Granted. Granted. Granted, I get it. You know? I get it. Bits and kits. I'm just like, I don't understand. If you can't be bothered, then don't complain. Astartes, Blood Angels, Sanguinary Guard bits. Don't like the new banner? Buy, there's one. Loads of heads. Loads of the classic heads. That's one's in stock. That's a lovely head. That one, I use that all the time. You don't like the new legs? Buy some. They're 50p. Don't like the new bodies? There you go. Okay, the jump packs are out of stock as well. The jump packs are always the fucking hardest bit to get, because out of everything in that kit, that's the most popular bit, is the backpack. Okay, they're not fucking nothing. But you know what I mean? Just like a bit of creativity, a little bit of out-of-the-box thinking of just going, you know what? If I don't like something, just change it. You've literally got clippers, you've got knives, you've got files, you've got glue, and you've watched Pete the Wargamer, all right? You've watched Pete the Wargamer. You can do it. Just do it. Right, Pete, look, I'm not to give you free content, all right? Not to give you free content, but if you're not planning on making how to make Sanguinary Guard with wings with the new box when it comes out, right? That is like free money on the table, all right? And an affiliate link to a Bits and Kits website. You know? Too slow on the bits. Yeah, maybe, but just go buy full box. Yeah, it's expensive. Okay, just make those into Sanguinary Guard and put them on 40 mil bases. You know, a lot of you already own the Sanguinary Guard. That you're still mad. Just put them on bigger bases. Call it a day. Do it yourself. Japan isn't cheap. Because Pete will beat me to it. That's why. Pete will beat me to it. Just wait for the prosecutors to come out. Use those wings. You know, what are the wing things can we use? Or just print some. Jesus. Just print some out. It'll cost you like 60p. Let's say Sanguinary Guard wings. Let's try it. What? That's some wings for £10. Angel Wings veterans. Wow. I mean, primary Marines jump pack with wings. It takes like 5 seconds. You know? Oh, there's some cool bat wings. Got ya. 4 pairs of demonic wings for £10. Wing jetpacks. These are like the ones I use. These are nice, these ones. From the Raven Guard kit. Because I don't like wing. Because I didn't use angelic wings. Because I've got Blood Raven. So I use Raven wings. You know? My Sanguinary Priest has one. The Prosecutor wings are pretty sick. I think the Prosecutor wings are probably going to be too big, but you can probably work it out. Now look, it takes like 3 seconds, you know? Convert your models. It's fun. It's really fun. I've been converting all my models. I'll show you a preview now. Because I've been sharing in the Parasocial Gang WhatsApp group, if you don't know. Okay, I'll tell you more about that in a minute. I've been sharing my Death Company that I'm building up. Because obviously Death Company are going to Primaris, becoming Assault Intercessors. I don't actually own any on-foot Death Company. So I've been painting some up. And I've been converting the shit out of them, to be honest. Where is he? Here he is. Look at that. That's fucking Death Company, baby. That's an Assault Marine, an Assault Intercessor, with the old Death Company Thunderhammer hands, okay? And 2 chainswords stuck together using sprue goo. I'm going to say, I mean, the join's not great there. That's my fault. I was rushing. But once the shoulder pads are on, you'll not be able to see this little messy bit here. And he's going to look fine. That's a Death Company with an Eviscerator. You know? I get it. I hate converting because I suck. No, you don't. You don't suck. You don't suck. You've just got to try. That's all you need to do. Give it a go. Okay? You know, remember Mark? You remember Mark from... I had searched Mark Twitter and it came up with Mark, but I don't know what else I was expecting. You know Mark from the Street Hammer event and from the Old World painting video? Okay? Doesn't kit bash hardly ever. Alright? Didn't like kit bashing. But he just went, you know what, I'm going to give it a go. And he converted Be'lakor to look like this. Okay? He gave it Mortarion's wings, a new helmet, I think it's a shoulder pad, and then Mortarion's scythe, right? It's a Dark Souls Be'lakor. And it looks really cool. Okay? He'd never used green stuff before, but a couple of weeks ago, he ripped off Pete the Wargamer and copied his video. He copied it 1 for 1. He doesn't like using green stuff. He hates it. I don't think he'd ever done it before, but what he did was he looked at a video or looked at a guide or looked at a picture he liked and just copied Pete the Wargamer. You know? Like, literally says it under my face. Totally ripped off Pete the Wargamer for this conversion, like, literally. There's no shame in copying what other people do. I bought Chaos Dragon stuff to do for, like, Pete's as well, because it looks mint. You know? Look, I get it. It's annoying that Blood Angels are losing their wings. It's very sad. And I can keep saying, just go buy normal Sanctuary Guard now or buy the backpacks. Eventually, there'll be none left because people are all doing that because the Sanctuary Guard backpack is the most popular Space Marine bit ever. Okay? It's so popular. But if you refuse to, if you're just going to moan on Reddit and rather than try and do something about it, like that guy with the Assault Intercessor with Sanctuary Guard wings, like, stop moaning. You know what I mean? Unless you're going to just do something about it. If you don't like the new models, buy some of the old ones off eBay. Now. While you can. Okay? If you already have them, I think they're probably going to be on 40mm bases. Okay? Because there's a unit of 3 and they look quite chunky. But they also look quite spaced out on the bases. It looks like, to me, they're on 40mm. I don't think they're 32mm. So take your old ones and put them on bigger bases and give them a spear. Alright? You can get a spear from a prosecutor kit. You can get a Grey Knight spear. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, just a spear. There you go. Okay, cool, it's Wizardwing now. Just put them on bigger bases. And also, if you think about it, if you've got 5 of the old ones, you've almost got a full unit of 6. If you've got 10, you've got a unit of 6 and a unit of 3 with 1 spare that you can make to make another one. Maybe make it into the Sanguinor if you really want to. You know, just like, just give it a go. It's just, all that's going to happen is you waste a couple of quid because you've got glue everywhere and you melted one of them. Oh well, you'll get over it. But you just like, just try it. Just try it out, you know? The cost of kits deters people from converting. If it's not spare parts, I'm not buying too expensive kits to make one model. No, I totally agree, which is why I said go on eBay and buy just the bits. Or go to Bits Box. You know, or go to Etsy and just 3D get the bits 3D printed. You know? Yeah, buying 2 kits to build 1 kit is not financially viable for everything. But it's one of those things. It's like, if you don't like the new kit, go and buy the old one quick. You know? These are cool. My take on Sanguinary Regard. Done. Done. You get like 10 in a box for 30 quid. Sorted. Just stick some wings on them. You know? Again, just put them on the right bases now. Done. Dunzo. That's easy. So there's a lot of people complaining. That's nice. There's a lot of people complaining, but there's also a lot of people just being like, look at this conversion I did. You know? My Sanguinary Guard kit bash. Sorted. They are prosecutor wings trimmed down. With a melter gun stuck to his arm and some green stuff in. Done. There's a Sanguinary Guard. That looks great. That looks so good. I honestly think people are just scared of converting. But I think a lot of it comes down to never doing it before. Okay, that's preface. This is not me defending the models. Don't kill me. Okay, that aside, I've been trying to really figure out what's been off about the new Sanguinary Guard. Though elaborate use of next-gen software, MS Paint, I've tried to absolute darndies to get the new sculpts to the same level of detail by scribbling the lines and adding back the wings and shoulder pads, and yes, the nipples. As you can see the results, something still looks wrong. I mean, they just look really... I kind of said this on Discord yesterday. I think the problem is as well, is the camera. Is it in memes? Where was it? Let me have a look. There it was. Magoo shared this, right? And said, like, look, in my opinion, the Primaris helmet range is straight downgrade. Like, you got, like, Dante, you got Lamartis, you got Sanguinor. I think this one's the weirdest one. Astarath. The thing is with it is that the cameras are just, like, much higher quality now, so you can actually see everything. Look at the state of this face. It's just, you can't hardly see anything. It's just white and grey, where now you can see everything. You can see the bag under the, you can see the shadow under the bag of the eye. You know, you can see so much more. You can see each individual dot of highlight on the ribs of the chest plate. On here, you can hardly see it, you know? I think the problem is like, a lot of it when you compare old to new like this, the quality of picture is, like, very jarring. Again, like Lamartis, it just looks blurry compared. I can understand how people think this looks bog's-eyed, but I think they've put the shine there rather than at the back, like normal. I think they've tried to copy this, but it's not worked very well. Like, yeah, no one can fix the Giga Chad chin of this Sanguinor, but, like, this one looks better because it's, like, because it's grainier. It's kind of like, I think it's kind of like old CRT TVs, you know, like with old 8-bit sprites, where you look at 8-bit sprites and they're all 8-bit, but put them on a CRTV, they don't look 8-bit, they look normal. The graphics look better because the monitors were worse. Yeah, like the monitors make the, is it like 8-bit versus 8-bit CRT? You can find pictures of face on of like peach. Yeah, like this. It's like, this is what the LCD LED will show you, but on a CRT, it usually looks like this. You know? Because as technology is getting better, the photos are getting better, so you can just see way more detail. This paint job's so bland. There's like nothing there. It's just a white face. And again, you can't see any of the highlights, or you can see a bit of the recess, but now you can see everything. And it makes it look weird. So I think as the photography's got better, because cameras are getting better, much like, kind of like this type vibe, you know, they didn't look like this on your TV when you played it as a kid. It looked like this, you know. There's like one there, for example, you know, like CRT versus LCD, you know, it's kind of like nostalgia bait, right? But I think as the pictures are getting better, the models, you'll be able to see a lot more detail. So when you look at something like this, you're like, wow, that's amazing, because it's like being blurred together a little bit. Like when you come down to like raw details, like Lamarty using his cross, losing like odds and bits. Yeah, I get you. But I can't be like this one, the chin, it's a bit fucking weird, but I don't think the model as a whole is worse. I just think the face is weird. The old helmets don't fit a head. No, definitely not. Did I miss the AI garbage? No, not done it yet. I didn't make Ashraf look shittier. Yeah, because I think you just fucking like, you could just see more. I think that's what you might not like this model, and that's okay. I'm not saying you have to like it, but I'm saying you can just, when you compare something like this, I'm just like, wow, you can see so much more compared to this. You know. Just buy prosecutors to the Hellstorm priming instead of run as proxies. Clarity, conversion. A conversion and a proxy is different. A proxy is like saying, this is actually this. Whereas a conversion is, I've converted it into this unit. But yeah, I agree. I think some of the detail loss is also the price you pay for plastic casting. Much better than it used to be, but still the sharper detail for some older beauty sculpts is nuts. Yeah, for sure. The Sanctuary Guard helmets are so bad. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. But you could take these and put them on the new models. You know? You do, when you build Sanctuary Guards, you've got loads of these spare. The paint jobs are also carrying those other sculpts. That Lamarty's helmet is 10 out of 10. Yeah, that Lamarty's helmet has insane shading compared to this, which makes this look a little bit blander. You know? So it's different people painting. They've gone for a more... I can't say much about the gold, to be honest. Because I don't really know. They're both non-metallic gold, but this one looks better. I think Dante was a pretty faithful recreation, though. Like a pretty faithful modernization. I really like the new Lamarties, though. I mean, it's sick. I really don't think that's a good comparison. Well, this is what? Which bit? I missed it. People are scared. They've been for years. It doesn't help. The GW design things with weird engineering non-sprue, but now it's still possible. Yeah, the converting just does get a bit weird, but because of the way they build stuff these days. But again, I'm just like, the only thing that holding you back from converting a model from something you don't like into something you do like is you. It honestly doesn't take. It's a lot less scary than you think. Bit of a tangent. Why do they have toes on their armor? It's because it's referencing like Greek statues, I believe. You know, I think it's referenced Greek statues, especially when you look at like the old design or even the current design of Sanctuary Guard of like faceless, stoic, perfect faces as helmets. I think they're trying to represent like Greek statues. The pixel art CRT since artists made games with that in mind. Yeah, I guess so. The point I was trying to make is that like technology can really skew things. The Italian Renaissance were close enough. Yeah, okay. Anyway, Chatterinos, thank you for tuning in this morning. Really appreciate it. We've got some more. That was kind of like a side topic. The side topic. Okay. The photo being blue doesn't change the fact the silhouette is clearly different from between generations. Yeah, but I was talking about like the faces and the close-ups, right? Again, if you don't like it, just go and buy the old ones. The Brahmos Rangers, though, by and large, has lost some of the detail into the Firstborn. I think they've just had like a bit of a like peaks and troughs of like intense design. Again, like Pete said, like more detail doesn't mean good design. But like you look at like Blade Guard, they're like insanely detailed. I don't think they're insanely cool models or like insane. I don't think they're the best models Games Workshop ever made. They're just insanely detailed because they've got like fucking shields with like dead people on, which is really sick. But they've kind of gone like. The thing is with it, it feels like the basic infantry and the basic models they've made quite bland, like Assault Intercessors, the Flamer ones, whatever they're called. Infernus Marine, sorry. They feel very bland, in my opinion. But that's just because they're all the same, just with arm swaps. Now, they've obviously taken Sanguinary Guard and removed some of the details like wings, but I think because they've taken it all away, it feels very, very harsh, but I don't think that makes that a bad model. I just think comparatively, you want the wings back, you know? I made my jump pack Death Company from Reavers because it gave them some more interesting poses. Yeah, I'm actually stealing the Death Company heads, the Reaver heads from my Death Company because they're so nice. More detail is not cooler. Varangard are the most over-designed nonsense. Yeah, Varangard does scare me to paint them, right? Okay, but as I said, I've been talking about conversions for the past couple of weeks, past couple of days, all right? I've been showing you my conversions. I've been showing you spoilers of what I've been sharing in my new secret WhatsApp. And we've not had no members this morning, so it's time for a plug, all right? Do you like me? Do you like what I do? Okay. Do you like what I do? And have you thought, wow, I really like this content. I'd love to support it because I'm actually one of the last bastions of Warhammer content on the internet. So I just want to say, if you've ever thought about gifting a membership, now's the time to do it, okay? I have a brand new tier that you can check out as well called the Parasocial Gang, all right? If you think I'm your friend, I'm not, but I'll give you my phone number and you can join our exclusive WhatsApp group for as little as one membership at the Parasocial tier. If you want to support the channel with the membership, if we hit 600 today, I'll be doing a giveaway. We've not actually hit a giveaway in the past 3 streams, okay? So I'm having to be more direct. I'm having to ask directly. I want you to gift a membership right now. I want to see lights, cameras, action. Why did the song end? That's a 34-second version. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? There we go. So if you haven't already, consider becoming a member, consider super chatting, or consider gifting someone else a membership so they can join the Boys Club, the Freeloaders, or the Parasocial themselves, okay? The budget ran out. I understand. The budget might be low, but if I don't ask, I don't get. It's one of those type of things, okay? Give subscriptions so you can afford more than 30-second version. Ah, that's funny. That's very funny. Oh, hilarious. Hilarious. Anyway, if you want to support the channel, I'd love to do a giveaway today. If we can hit 600 members today, that would be very sick. Because I don't know if you knew, all right, I am one of the last bastions of good Warhammer content. And everyone's like, whoa, Mikey, you make good content. What are you on about? I know. But I saw a tweet from Vince, okay? And it's something that I've kind of been wanting to talk about for a little while. Kayari! Kayari, let's go! Woo! Let's go, baby! Thank you for the gift of membership. Be like Kayari and give memberships. Okay? You can do it. You can do it now. All right, it's going to stop being cringe now. I asked nicely. Thanks, Kayari. Appreciate you. The mouse mat turned up. Cheers, Mikey. Look what you could win. You could win prizes if we get the giveaway going. But I don't think we are going to do today. I'm a freeloader now. Look at you. Freeloader. Look at these grey names that are freeloading right now. Anyway, yeah, so I'm a last bastion of good Warhammer content, all right? Because I saw a twin... incredible gifted subs almost never go to actively chatting grey names. I know. That's true. That's so true. I think you can gift directly these days. Well, I'm not sure. Someone has to try it. I just lost loads of viewers when I started asking for memberships. That was cringe. I'm never doing that again. Chat, I'll never do that again. I'm so sorry. Just the fucking blue line drop. All right. Anyway. James, thank you for the gift of membership. It's true, I have to listen to your opinion. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't already, amigo. Amagumo. There we go. James, thanks for the gifted, man. Really appreciate you. Look at that. The number going up. Literally dropped 20 people. I know. Cringe. Okay. Bro thinks he's Valrak. All right, time out. You can have a good solid 10 seconds to think about what you've done. Good solid 10 seconds. All right. So I'm one of the last bastions of good Warhammer content. Look, today's Wednesday, all right? And that means it's the morning news. And what I normally do to find the morning news, all right, is I essentially go on YouTube, search Warhammer, and then I go on most viewed for like the past week, you know? If you remember a long time ago, we covered a really interesting story that no one else had covered at the time, which was about the drone that was flying over Warhammer World, all right? It was like, there's loads of stuff outside Warhammer World. Let me have a look, see if we can find it.
As being a YouTuber,
that's me.
like myself,
I'm literally describing what I'm doing right now. Well, basically, someone uploaded a video. They were Jake's a TV presenter now. But essentially, they call themselves an auditor, and they like kind of like go to places and then fly their drone over, just like poke their cameras in, look at canals, etc. Looks at, and then gets a drone and flies over. And this is what we found, okay? This is what we found. And the reason I found this video, it's obviously like a couple of years ago now. The reason I found this video is because when I went on YouTube, I searched Warhammer and then Games Workshop, and then I went on most viewed, and then scrolled down and I found that video, and it's really interesting. You know, it's a very funny video, but it's really interesting. Because it's like random people like turned up to Warhammer World and audited it, and I would have never found it. It would have never got on, like, put onto my For You page or anything like that. But and basically I took that concept, and that's how I do like the morning news. What I do is I look at interesting things that are happening in Warhammer and make stories out of them, whether they want worth telling because it's a really interesting thing that someone's found, or I talk just in general about like Warhammer trends and stuff like that. And if you might probably notice, I've not been able to do that as much recently because I will just go outright and say it. When you search Warhammer on YouTube every week, it is just tarred with dog shit. It is full of dog shit, all right? And I'm gonna say it, it's all Henry Cavill's fault. It's all Henry Cavill's fault, all right? And Vince said it this morning, and I've been meaning to talk about it for a few weeks, but I don't like being a fucking knobhead about, like, especially other content creators or whatever, unless they deserve it. But, like, it's just getting... It's so stupid now. Like, Vince tweeted said, it's fucking wild to me how much bullshit is peddled and spouted about Henry Cavill and the Warhammer TV show by grifters on YouTube. No sources, no evidence, just nonsensical conjecture and lies, repeated and added onto by the next weirdo crying about wokeness for views. Okay? And he's not wrong. You know? I'll look at this one first. This is all in the past month, I think. There's some Space Marine 2 stuff, which is, like, skewing it right now. But, like, this guy's posted about fucking... The Warhammer 40k show being cancelled, I think 19 times. Let's have a look. Woke backfire. Regret. Games Workshop panics as Amazon cancels Warhammer 40k. They haven't cancelled Warhammer 40k, by the way. Henry Cavill and Ninja reject feminist agenda. Games Workshop panics as woke activists reject Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. That is not the case. I searched Warhammer 40k. It's the second most viewed video in the last week. Alright. Ruin. Games Workshop panics as fans reject Warhammer 40k female agenda. Hasn't he had that one already? I'm sure he's already said that one. About the female agenda. Games Workshop launches lawsuit against Warhammer 40k fans plus woke activists. Games Workshop panic as fans reject Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. I swear, I've read this title 4 times. But look at the views this guy gets. You know? And he's not the only one. He's just the one that shows up the most. Warhammer 40k, K-News, some AI art of Henry Cavill. I wonder what that's all going to be about. Henry Cavill leaves woke Warhammer 40k show, plus Amazon screws over fans. They hate him. 40,000 views in a day from a channel that has less than half the subscribers. And I hate to talk about channels with smaller numbers, but, like, it's just a copy paste. It's the same picture. Warhammer 40k news. Fans woke the Warhammer low cancel. I think we can kind of get a vibe. I don't speak French, I imagine it is. Or is it Spanish? I think it's Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I've got a kind of a vibe what that video is going to be about. Henry Cavill could quit Warhammer 40k universe if Amazon and Games Workshop don't agree terms. This is the closest that the actual news is. All right? This is the closest the actual news is. This isn't the reason. The last bit's correct. Warhammer 40k, Games Workshop confirm Warhammer 40k with Henry Cavill is cancelled. And it's just shit. Warhammer 40k show on the brink with Henry Cavill and Games Workshop sweating. Games Workshop confirmed the rumour of Henry Cavill and Amazon. Henry Cavill, Warhammer 40k universe doomed. It's just the plague ruining Warhammer 40k project. I'm out here trying to find, like, interesting topics about Warhammer, and this is all I get. This is all I get. And do you know why they're all talking about it being cancelled? Like, one, recently, the end of year fucking publication by Games Workshop came out and said, if we don't come to an agreement with Amazon soon, we are going to have to, like, think about cancelling it. Which is not the show being cancelled. It's just pretty normal, all right? But also, articles like this, and again, I've had this sat in my bookmarks for ages. This is from the beginning of June, which is obviously very out of date, okay? It's very old. But this is kind of like what you're dealing with. Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40k show at Amazon might be shelved. This is before they said anything about not agreeing to, like, a story or whatever like that. A new rumour claims that Amazon MGM Studios and Games Workshop Warhammer 40k live-action project from Henry Cavill might be shelved. This new rumor comes from YouTuber Arch of the Archcast channel. Look. I've made my points very clear. I don't like people who are openly racist on their channel. All right, and you can't say they aren't. And I don't like people who openly protect people who share child pornography in their Discord because there's evidence proving it. But you can say whatever you want about this channel, whether you like it or don't like it. But all of these things are just from rumors from YouTuber. All of these, you pretty much use the same article. It's the same thing. It's random rumors that they come up with themselves. Amazon gets torrents of emails demanding they don't break the law. Let's Cavill manage the show. All of these YouTubers, all of these videos, right, that are like Henry Cavill is being shelled because of woke agenda. It's just rumors from one YouTube channel. Whether you like him or don't like him, personally, don't like him, right? Can't stand him. The sooner he stops making videos, the better, in my opinion, right? It doesn't matter whether you like him or don't like him. You can't run with 25 videos a week from one rumor from one YouTube channel. That's not evidence. It's a rumor. It's literally like saying, oh, Nintendo, my dad works at Nintendo. That's why Amazon's getting cancelled. You know? It's just so frustrating. And I've had enough of it. You know? I've had enough of it. And he even said, let's have a look at the actual quote from this fucking website. Those are three opportunities. Either they'll have a product they'll go ahead with, they'll shelve the whole thing, or they'll extend the deadline to try and get a decent product going. In other words, nothing is finalized yet. Absolutely nothing. There isn't even any money to the project allocated as far as the insider can tell. So what he's saying is, it's either going to go ahead, it's either going to go ahead with an extended deadline, or it's not. That doesn't mean it's cancelled. That doesn't mean the woke agenda. So even if you wanted to sit here and say, actually, Mikey, Arch is a really cool guy, which I will disagree with, but whatever, for the sake of argument, and you want to sit there and go, Arch is a really cool guy, then why are they using him of saying it's either going to go ahead or it isn't as evidence? Like, what have they gained? The show's either going to go ahead or isn't. Guess what? The world's going to explode tomorrow, or it might not. Better make 40 videos about it. You know? I could sit here and say, yeah, I've heard a rumor from Amazon. Guess what? The show's going ahead. Or it might not. YouTuber Hellstorm comes up with a new rumor from Amazon insiders. It might go ahead, or it might not. Done. It's just, honestly, just beyond a joke. It's beyond a joke. Like this, all of it is just, all the content that you scroll through is just dog poo. It's just pure dog poo. It just feels like an AI content farm. 100%. It does feel like that. Archie so bad he got cease and desist from using any Warhammer trademarks in his name. Yeah, and then made a new channel. I made a new channel because his old one was blacklisted. Because it had him referring to Noblars as terrible words. I've had enough of it. Time to fight back with 20 Hellstorm videos with a counter rumor. Hellstorm's actually going to be in the Amazon show? Hellstorm's actually going to be in the Amazon show, and he's woke? I'll make a video about it. Woke is ruining the Amazon show. YouTuber Hellstormwargaming is rumored to be appearing in it, and he's woke. But I'll be the one saying it. Hellstorm takes a bold stance against racism. Imagine. Feels very Alex Jones-ish, with where InfoWars will make articles that Alex Jones then uses in his show as backup. Yeah, Fram, exactly that, mate. It's just everyone just like circle joking each other, talking about the same thing, and then using themselves as evidence. You know? Shows a female space in the show, in the show Amazon, make the chuds mad. That would be very funny. That would be very, very funny. So you're saying the future of 40k content is on your shoulders. Congress Stewie, that's exactly what I'm saying. I'm literally the last bastion. I'm the last bastion of Warhammer content that isn't just battle reports. Because as soon as you get outside the battle report genre, it's all poo, and then I'm there as a beacon of hope. I'm the Sanguinor, the old one, not the new one. I'm the Sanguinor of just shining, a shining light, sailing down from the heavens with good content, where I tell other people that make shit content. But it's just wild how many views are just scraping and just by shouting the word woke. Like, being anti-woke is just a money printer at the minute on YouTube. And Twitter as well. Anti-woke, just money prints. And then they don't even know what woke means. Anyway, speaking of 40k content, or Warhammer content in general, there's another news story. Dave has left Mini Wargaming? How can it be Apocalypse Prep for 40k content? Can be 20 years worth of 40k videos. Mikey's not redacted nits are a beacon of old Warhammer content, that's true. Anyway, Dave's leaving Mini Wargaming, chat. Mini Wargaming Dave is no longer Mini Wargaming Dave. He's now Mini Wargaming Dave on channel 2. Mini Wargamer Dave. He released a new video on a new channel yesterday. He's leaving because of the woke agenda. Look, we can't make jokes about woke and Dave, right? Because once he sent out a really weird tweet about woke people, but he didn't know what woke was. So we can't make woke jokes about Dave, all right? Love Dave. He slipped up, didn't know what woke was. We had a chat, sorted it out. Dave has left woke Mini Wargaming channel. But he put out a trailer yesterday. He wanted me to tell you about it. I've been quite excited for it, actually.
I've been told there's 3 things I need inside this building to make my new YouTube channel work. I'm Mini Wargamer Dave, and let's go get them.
He's left Mini Wargaming. And now he's back.
First things first. Gotta get some miniatures. I don't want to get a headache trying to think about which one to talk about. That'll do. Second, we have the entire world to draw stories from, but we need people to tell stories about. Kind of like James here and his corn-worshipping Gargants. And lastly, we're combining movement with miniatures, because in this community, we need to just move. I've been collecting miniatures for 16 years, and I feel it's time to bring it beyond the collection. Now that I have the 3 things I need for my YouTube channel, I need to ask you for a favor. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll use minis to create memorable moments. I'm Mini Wargamer Dave, and I invite you to just move.
So Dave has made his own channel called Mini Wargamer Dave. He's still part of Mini Wargaming, obviously. But he's made his own channel called Mini Wargamer Dave. And I spoke to him about it a little bit last night. And his word, I said, like, what's the plan with it? And he said, it's more of a personal channel that includes miniatures and people. Because what I think... it's also not subscribed, cringe. 16,000 subscribers in the first day. He's posted 3 videos. This one's got 23,000 views. And he's posted 2 shorts that have 8 and 25k, which is really good. But, like, Dave has been, like, posting
using my entire chaos
a lot of content like this.
An apocalypse battle of this size would require lots of help. So I enlisted the help of Geargut's mech shop.
This isn't a new short. This is an old one. If you look at Mini Wargaming now, you've got, like, the traditional battle report content and Matt doing his open vaults and stuff like that. But Dave has been trying to, like, break out and do something a little bit different. Very much like talking head content, like making miniatures, 10 painful lessons I learned. 10 facts about the Gorkog. I mean, this is a promo for Ravage Star, which is fine. But, like, Dave's been trying to break out and do something a little bit different compared to just doing battle reports. So I think they want mini wargaming, which makes sense what he's doing. It looks like they want to make mini wargaming. It's the battle report home. And then Dave wants to do his own thing where it's like best Warhammer cosplay on the internet, for example, which kind of like doesn't really fit if you look like these 20 videos, all battle reports, and then a random video about Warhammer cosplay. It doesn't quite fit the channel. So I think Dave's wanting to like break out and do his own little thing. People are shocked by these Space Marines. Battle report, battle report, battle report, battle report, battle report, battle report. You know, it doesn't really work. It doesn't like work on this channel. It just like it's Warhammer related, but it's like slightly different. So he's made his own channel, which I think he's going to be for more that type of focus content. And he says like, and it's about like using Warhammer to get fit, which I'm a fat guy. I'm doing a big exercise next week, which is why I need members. I've got a really big stream planned. And I'm hopefully doing it next week. I've got all the gear slowly arriving. I've got more arriving today. But I'm excited to see what it does with it. Because I think, especially if you look at mini wargaming these days, if I want to do like a channel analysis. Like, not only the videos, I think some of the videos are the most popular these days. Like, Dave's 300,000 point Warhammer 40k Apocalypse game is their most viewed video, which was done a year ago. You know, before that, it was cockroach eating contest. You know? And then, like, a couple of random battle reports. But if you look at, like, a lot of the most recent, most viewed videos, they're all just Dave chatting and like, they're not really, like, mini wargaming videos. You can definitely see, like, the evolution of Dave's content here and, like, the idea of it, you know? They're, like,
Dave.
What he would call movies, but I would call, like, short films. But I would call, like, showcase type vibe, you know?
Dive into this man's brain.
Rather than just being like, oh, I'm making a battle report, it's more like a very Americanized type style video.
The baby, they're the size of a toddler. And the larger models basically were evolving off of that thing originally, but the baby was because of the size of the baby.
They're called mech, you call them mech babies.
Exactly, yeah. Mech toddlers, mech babies, and we have the mech grandpa, mech daddy, and the mech daddy juniors. All of which are in the same.
So these are obviously performing really well, but then they put people subscribe to be like, whoa, that's crazy. But then the next video they see is a battle report that they're not interested in. So it makes sense that he wants to like take these videos away and put them on a slightly different channel. There's still mini wargaming, don't get me wrong. I think it's the same with shorts as well. Let's have a look. Yeah, like he's taking the two most popular shorts off the chat. He's taking the two most popular shorts off the main channel and re-uploading them on his second channel. That's hilarious. Get it, King. Get those numbers. But like, yeah, like all of these are just like massive showcase, highly produced videos.
In the world, but knowing where to start was confusing. So I followed the rule of cool and chose what I thought looked best. The spiky bits on these minis really.
Because I don't want to break it to you, chat, but Dave doesn't play. Dave doesn't really play games anymore. He plays his own game because he thinks it's cool. He played One Page Rules at one time, but Dave doesn't star in battle reports anymore. It's all the other lads. It's like Luca and Steve and whatever, and Scary. Dave does lots of talking videos, and they don't really fit on the battle report channel. So it makes sense that he's making his own. I'm excited to see what he does with it because some of the videos he's done on the Mini Wargaming channel have been like really fascinating. And the people he's got behind like filming and producing the videos are very, very talented. And it's like leagues ahead of content they're making already on that channel, like the battle report stuff. It's like leagues ahead of that. Bench of the bench god, squats of the squat throne. Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for it. It should be definitely interesting. I heard it's going to be mini wargamer rumors, and he has 20 videos ready to premiere. Shut up. Which one is the Big Mac? Oh, the orc thing. Yeah. To me, he was/is the face of them, so having his own channel as a focus might give the team some more attention on the original channel too. Yeah. The problem is though, it's because he is the face. If he suddenly disappears, people will be confused. But I think it'd be interesting what he does with it, you know? Because like then they could focus on having the battle reports on one channel and then Dave's side projects on the other. Do you think he'll steal from Valor and have a marble race? That's 10 seconds, mercenary. You thought you were all powerful here, mod? I've timed out a mod now. I'm just that powerful. To be fair, it probably takes him 6 weeks to settle that Chaos Lab each time he does play. Yeah, true. True. He just doesn't play that much anymore. I did. You got 10 seconds, mate. Is mini wargaming still broke for buying 100 printers? Bro. Bro. Oh, don't do that to them. Don't do that to them. Ah, that's bad. That's bad. That's such a call out. That's so funny. I forgot that. I forgot. Matt put a video out asking for money because printers are expensive. And then yesterday put out a video bragging about the 20 new printers he bought. That's so bad. Oh, so tone deaf, that video. Look, chat, mini wargaming is broke. What do you think? How do you think I feel? I don't have 23D printers now. You know? That is very brutal. Yeah. They deleted that video, which is good. But it was a video saying, we're shutting down. We're quitting YouTube because it was a trend of everybody was quitting YouTube at the time. You know? Tom Scott had just quit, etc. Bro's got that resin riz. No, you expect that one to do well. It was funny, bro. It was funny. It was very good. But yeah, big yikers. Anyway, chat, I'm broke. Become a member now if you're already a member. Gift a membership. We're 12 away from the member goal. It'd be cool if we hit 600. I don't think we've hit 600. Maybe we've hit 600 once for a day. If we hit 600, I'll be doing a giveaway. So you want to support the channel, consider it today. But there are some people who might need your money more, such as Bamboo Lab. We're kind of going through the news quite late. We've only been through one story so far because of the first story. Okay. 3D printer maker Bamboo Lab faces patent infringement lawsuit that could threaten hobbyist 3D printing in general. Now, if you don't know, Bamboo Lab are one of the biggest, if not the biggest 3D printing manufacturer right now. Okay. Sir, a 99th printer is in Milwaukee. Fucking hell. Yeah, Bamboo Lab came out of nowhere, kind of like not really a heard of brand with the brand Bamboo Lab Carbon and absolutely splashed the market like crazy amount, okay? They were like fucking, they just destroyed the market because they brought out a machine that was insanely good, insanely cheap for what it does. And thanks for the gift, Mick, really appreciate it. Mick, rile everyone up to get them angry and then gift memberships to me. Get them like angry like they want to have sex with me type angry, you know? Get them going. They splashed the market really hard because they came out with an insanely good piece of kit that was relatively well priced. It had color changing. It's like perfect from out the box. But it looks like they might be getting sued. It says Bamboo Lab, one of the fastest growing manufacturers of consumer grade 3D printers, is facing 2 patent infringement lawsuits in the US. Stratasys, a leading name in industrial 3D printing technologies in 1988, filed the lawsuits on August 8th in the United States District Court of Eastern District of Texas, Marshall Division. Both lawsuits accuse Bamboo Lab of infringing on patents held by Stratasys. Stratasys named 6 companies associated with the umbrella Bamboo Lab name, demanding a jury trial for the cases. If Stratasys is able to defend the patents in question successfully, it could lead to a major disruption in the consumer 3D printing industry. In total, 2 lawsuits concern 10 patents Stratasys own. 2 of the patents were originally owned by MakerBot, but Stratasys acquired all of that company's assets in 2013. It later merged with subsidiary Utilimaker in 2022, but retained ownership to the patents. Additive manufacturing method for 3D printing three-dimensional parts with purge towers, because basically when a Bambu Lab printer is printing and it wants to change colors, it basically what it does is it kind of like makes it like a separate what's called a purge tower. It's like a block of color that it'll like print on and print a few layers to allow, because essentially what you have is what's called an AMS system or an automated materials subsystem or something like that. What it does is it has one color running through, and then when it needs to change, it kind of cuts and merges them together and then sends that through. And what you have is a purge tower to essentially run filament out to get rid of like the old color. So if you're changing from like blue to yellow, it'll print all the blue, and then when it wants to change to yellow, it'll print something extra at the side, and like it'll run through until the yellow's coming in, etc. It'll change over. Is it Bambu Labs Chinese? I actually don't know. Don't all afterburn printers do that? No, so purge towers are unique to color change. If you search FDM purge tower, though, the first link is MakerBot, who is the people who own this are suing them. So like this, for example, this is all printed in one color. And what it does is it prints this at the side. Okay, it's all printed in one go. And this is what's called a purge tower. So as it changes the color, it like prints off to one side to get rid of it. But also heated build platform and system for 3-dimensional 3D printing methods. So this is like how it heats up the build plate. Method for building 3-dimensional objects with extrusion-based layer deposition system. And then 3-dimensional printer with force detection. So this must be auto bed leveling. I'm not sure what about these two, how they can claim these two, unless this is like, again, how they heat up the build plate that's been stolen. I'm not sure about this one. And then this, I think, must be like to do with like the auto bed leveling, because what it does is it touches the nozzle onto the build plate to auto bed level, and what's in there is a strain gauge which measures force. So it's like a little tiny device that basically bends, and it like it can, because I used to work with strain gauges and load cells loads, okay? So basically, as you like add force or stretch them, strain gauges for stretching, load cells for force. As you press into them, you send a small current of electricity through, and that, depending how much you deform it by, changes the current that reads. So it'd be like, let's say it reads 100, and then you press down on it, and it reads 50, and you know that you've pressed down 1 kilogram, so you can be like, every 50x is 1 kilogram of force. Okay. So basically what happens is with a 3D printer, what it does is it goes down a certain level and it can feel where the bed is, because it can go apply 1 bit of X amount of force and it'll register like where that is, and then it'll build a graph and it'll know how the bed is shaped, the bed shape, because obviously as you've got like bumps and troughs or whatever, if it's like slightly cockeyed or whatever, by applying this force, it knows the level of the bed, so then when it's printing, it can adjust on the fly. Where's the Xbox Hellstorm 3D? I know. I'm sorry. Hellstorm 3Ds are off. Alright. So yeah, they must be suing like how the load cells or strain gauges or whatever are being used at this point. All of these patents, if Stratasys wins the case, could prove highly disruptive for the consumer 3D printing industry. 2 of them are particular interest, however. Patent number 1 is listed and refers to the purge tower, when automatically changing one filament to a drawing to print. Bambu Lab in particular uses this to allow easy multicolor 3D printing, which I've just showed off. The printer stops mid-print, retracts the filament currently in use, and then feeds the next in for the filament to continue the build. To prevent the previously used filament from bleeding into the new printer, the printer lays out a purge tower before continuing the build. Of broader impact to just about any consumer price 3D printer is patent number 2, the heated build platform. For the 3D printer to successfully print a model, the build plate is almost always heated to ensure the first layer remains in place. Which is why I'm confused about this one. surely this is like how they are heating it up, not just heated build platforms in general, because every 3D printer has a heated build platform these days. Or it has just been for ages. I keep using that degree. I don't have a degree. I just used to work with it. So if they're just suing of like heated build plates in general, then every single printer manufacturer should be in this lawsuit, because every single printer has a heated build plate. That's just how you get models to stick to the bed. So that's a definitely an interesting one. To be frank, I'm not aware of a single 3D printer in production today that doesn't incorporate a heated build surface. Yes, there are other ways to show the bed adhesion, but those inevitably threaten the integrity of the model when you try to move the build plate. The other 3 patents cited to refer to methods of forming the 3-dimensional object and use sensors to calibrate the extruder for accurate operation, which I've obviously already mentioned. Load cells, depending on how they use it, don't know. In the second lawsuit, Stratasys accuses Bamboo Lab of infringing on 5 additional patents. These are generally more matters of convenience concerning wireless communication with a 3D printer using RFID tags to help the printer know what filament is installed. Tagged build material for 3-dimensional printing. So basically, with the AMS, basically, so if I put, I'll show you what it looks like, so you have an idea. Automatic material system, they call it. So rather than just putting a spool of filament in, you have one of these. So like on most printers, you just bang a spool of filament in it. In the Bamboo Lab, a lot of the time you have this for the automated material system. What basically happens is this feeds your one feed comes out, and then this automatically changes the color. Okay, which is why you need a purge tower. But what happens is with Bamboo Lab filament, they have RFID tags on the filament spools, okay? So when you plug it in, when you put it into your AMS system that's connected to your printer reads the RFID tag and goes, oh, it's this type of filament. So then, because it's official Bamboo Lab filament, they go, here's the settings for that filament, okay? So it's all automated. It's not only automated in terms of like color and color change when you set the colors, but it's also like, we know that filament because it's our brand. Here's the settings for it. And they're trying to sue them for that. Network 3-dimensional 3D printer with 3-dimensional scanner, which might be something similar. Detection of use of 3D printer configuration information, which I've just mentioned, and then network 3-dimensional printing. The lawsuits were only recently filed. The Bamboo says yet to see official documents from the court consider the case. Tom's Hardware has reached out to Bamboo Lab for further comment and will update you with any response received. So I don't think they've said anything else yet, because obviously this only came out like yesterday, I think. 2 days ago. But yeah, so it looks like this company is kind of like, in some parts, like you can kind of get it, depending like if they'd taken the exact system and copied it. Excuse me, this was written by Jeff Butts. Yes, it was written by Jeff Butts. Jeff Butts, what a guy. So like some ways, if they are copying the exact method, like exactly the same, they can get them sued. But if it's like a heater build plate, but it's done differently, then it's just like a little wild that they're trying to sue them. I'm going out on a limb. It's engineering the same solution to a similar problem, except one of them is a Chinese company and the other is a relevant industrial American who makes patents 30 years ago. True. It has to be quite specific about that, how they do it, not that they do it. If it's not the how, it's easy to prove independent discovery development, and the specific pattern is mostly sunk for that. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. If they taken the exact technology to work out how to level the bed, to how to do a build tower, purge tower, how to heat the platform, then yeah, they'll get sued. But if it's just heated platforms in general, as I said, you're going to take every single 3D printing company to court. He's a fan of his father's work. See more butts. They just jumped to 3 days ago. I've had this open since yesterday. Oh yeah, 3 days ago. I've had this website open since yesterday. Definitely interesting though. Definitely interesting. I'm not going to go through the lawsuit because we've got fucking loads to go through. But definitely a fascinating thing, and I'll try and keep you up to date if there's any more news about it. Did you get kicked out for failure to defend the pattern? Bamboo Lab's a relatively new company. We've only been around for like a year or so. Maybe 2. We'll see. Whatever happened with the Taco Bell lawsuit? I can't remember. That was like a year ago we covered this, by the way. A year ago. Update. Outcome. Yeah, no one ever talked about it. Well, Taco Bell did get sued by 50 Cent. Lawsuit filed. It's still in motion. It's still in motion, bro. Where's the beef? Where's the beef? That's hilarious. Lawsuits aren't fast. But one lawsuit that has been fast is the one against AI. Finally, we're talking about the main topic of the title. It's so over for Warhammer AI. The other crap content that's filling YouTube, Warhammer YouTube, is AI dog shit of AI images with an AI voice talking about an AI generated script. All right. However, if you've been following, I don't like AI because I don't like stealing from people. Because I think AI is a technology, it's very fascinating, but I don't like it when it steals from people, such as Marcus Brownlee and all of his videos and all of PewDiePie's videos from YouTube, because there's been like 16,000 YouTube videos stolen for language learning models. And I don't like it when they steal it from traditional artists, because obviously any image that is available, people have been taking, such as Midjourney, for example, have been taking artwork from the internet, putting it into their language learning models, and then charging people to generate fucking dog shit images. You know? Is that fucking David Attenborough guy who does law fucking annoying? I think he's been cease and desisted as well. Attenborough law, yeah. But it came out 2 days ago that artists celebrate his copyright infringement case against AI image generators move forward. So obviously, as I keep saying, when people are like, well, they're not getting sued, and I keep saying, hey, there's 16,000 artists that are being stolen from, and they're putting a lawsuit together. It's actually moved to discovery. As you can see, visual artists who joined together in a class action lawsuit against some of the most popular AI image and video generation companies are celebrated today after a judge ruled their copyright infringement case against the AI companies can move forward towards discovery. So what this basically means is they've not been sued just yet, but in the case they've moved towards basically asking the other party for evidence. Didn't the article head image AI generator? No, I don't think so. I think this is drawn. Surely this is someone celebrating that's moving forward. Surely. Surely, please. Disclosure, VentureBeat regularly uses AI art generates great article artwork. Oh, shit. Bro! You can't talk about... You can't talk about AI artists winning and use AI art as the heading. There actually is. They actually are. Oh, for God's sake. They are using it. The header is. They are using the header is AI. The West has fallen. Oh my God. I hope you, VentureBeat, gets sued as well. He says artificial intelligence there. The case recorded under the number 323, etc., was originally filed back in January of 2023. It has since been amended several times and parts of it struck down, including today. Artists Sarah Anderson, Kelly McKernan, Carla Ortiz, Hawk Southworth, Gregors Rutkowski, Gregory Manches, Gerald Brom, there's so many names here. All of these artists, and Annabella Ellis can read that one, have on behalf of the all artists accused Midjourney Runway Stability AI DeviantArt of copying their work by offering AI image generated products based on the open source Stable Diffusion AI model, which Runway Stability AI collaborated on and which the artist alleged was trained on copyrighted works in violation of the law. No more weasel wording around theft. No, exactly. Judge William H. Orrick of the National District Court of California, which oversees San Francisco and the heart of generative AI boom, didn't yet rule on the final outcome of the case, obviously. He wrote in the decision issued today that the allegations of induced infringement are sufficient for the case to move forward towards the discovery phase, which could allow the lawyers for the artist to peer inside examine documents from within the AI image generator companies, revealing to the world that more details about their training datasets, mechanisms, and inner workings. This is a case where plaintiffs allege that Stable Diffusion is built to a significant extent on copyrighted works and that the way the product operates necessarily invokes copies or protected elements of those works, or its decision states. Whether true on whether the result of a glitch, as Stability contends, or design, plaintiff's contention, will be tested at a later date, the allegations of induced infringement are sufficient. So what this basically means is they think there's enough evidence to move forward with the case that they think they might actually be stealing people's artworks to generate to operate these language models, and these artists are going to be chasing evidence and basically looking into the language models to see where if they have used their artwork. Okay, so it's not necessarily that the companies have done anything yet, but the judge thinks there is enough evidence to move forward to find out whether it's true. Okay, there's enough allegations and enough. They think there's enough to work with that there might be a case here, so they're moving forward. Okay. So what this means is initially this is like really big news for artists. Okay, because whilst it's only a handful of artists that are moving forward with this lawsuit, what it does is it sets a precedent to be like, wait a minute, all of these artists are moving towards discovery, so other people might be able to come forward. But if they don't, let's say it's exclusive to these, and then they go, no, it's not stolen from them, then that's going to be a big blow to artists, and it's going to be a lot harder to get another lawsuit going. However, if it goes the other way, and they go, actually, yeah, you are stealing from artists, especially these ones that we've come forward with, then there's going to be a lawsuit that other people trying to file a lawsuit, or other people that want to use, basically want to try and find out whether their stuff is being used and potentially sue because they're stealing from them. There's going to be a precedent of like, hey, these people were stolen from. It was proven that this company was using their artwork and they didn't pay for it and they sued them for it. There's going to be a large precedent set for more lawsuits to come. So this is like a really fascinating thing, because obviously like AI is such one of those things that's just talked about all day, every day these days. It's very popular. It's mostly used for scams and theft. And, you know, we talked about it a lot on the channel. Obviously, we had a huge video a couple of months ago with the AI background and a golden demon piece, you know. But this is like a really big, important lawsuit for the future of AI, because if they are proven to be stealing from people, then that's going to send shockwaves across every AI language learning model, because they're going to just try and drop every piece of stolen content just so they can't get sued later. So like this is absolutely massive. It's like crazy big. It's crazy big. So if it does, it's going ahead basically. We're like the first, or like the second step. The first step was filing the lawsuit. They've gone, you know what? There might be a thing here. Let's file for discovery. Let's go and try and let them give us the information, and we'll look to see if there's any evidence. You know. So it'd be interesting to see how the language models react. You know, the ones being sued, if they try and hide evidence, or they just fucking, I don't know, use AI to try and write the evidence for them. Yeah, here's all the information you asked for. We had ChatGPT write it. As you can see, the judges allowing our copyright claims through, and now we get to find out all the things these companies don't want us to know in Discovery, wrote one of the artists filed the suit, Kelly McKernan, on her account on the social network Twitter. This is a huge win for us. I'm so proud of our incredible team and lawyers and fellow plaintiffs. Not only do we proceed on our copyright claims, this also means that companies who utilize stable diffusion models for and or lay on like datasets could now be liable for copyright infringement violations amongst other violations, wrote another plaintiff. Carla Ortiz on a Twitter account as well. So basically, this is like really big news. You know, what if the AI companies relocate to China? I guess they've fucked it then, haven't we? But they will never be able to. The people who own these companies, if they did do that, would never be allowed back into the US because they'd be like, "You're guilty because you moved to China." You know. Now we've asked for Discovery. You're moving to China, right? We put an arrest warrant out. The burden of proof for Discovery's low on purpose doesn't prove there's a valid case or not. Yeah, but at least they can get the information, right? Then we can find out for real. Stable Diffusion was allegedly trained on Leon 5B, a data set of more than 5 billion images scraped from the crossway by researchers posted online back in 2022. However, as the case itself notes, that database only contained URLs or links to the images and text descriptions, meaning that the AI companies would have had to separately go and scrape or screenshot copies of the images to train Stable Diffusion or other derivative AI model products. So if they find out they were using this to get images, then they can just prove that they was just downloading all the images, basically. Or it did hand the AI image generated companies a victory by denying and tossing out the prejudice claims filed against them by the artists under the Millennium Act of 1998, which prohibits companies from offering products designed to circumvent controls on copyrighted materials offered online through software known as digital rights management. Midjourney tried to reference older court cases addressing jewelry, wooden cutouts, and keychains, which found that resemblance between different jewelry products and those of prior artists could not constitute copyright infringement because they were functional elements. That is, necessary in order to display certain features or elements of real life, or that the artist was trying to produce regardless of the similarity of prior works. The artist claimed that Stable Diffusion models uses clip-guided diffusion that relies on prompts including artist name to generate an image. CLIP, an acronym for Contrastive Language Image Pre-Training. It is a neural network and AI training technique developed by OpenAI back in 2021, more than a year before ChatGPT was unleashed on the world, which can identify objects in images and label them with natural language text captions, greatly aiding in compiling the dataset for training new AI models such as Stable Diffusion. Interesting. The CLIP model, plaintiffs asserts, works as a trade dress database that can recall and recreate elements of each artist's trade dress. Writes Oric in the section of the ruling about Midjourney, later stating the combination of identified elements and images when considered with plaintiff's allegations regarding how the CLIP model works as a trade dress database and Midjourney's use of plaintiff's names in its Midjourney name list and showcase provides sufficient description and plausibility for plaintiff's trade dress claim. In other words, the fact that Midjourney used artist name as labelled elements of their work to train its model may constitute copyright infringement. So it's a bit of a funny one, that one. So they're kind of saying it's functionally similar, but that's not copyrightable. But then they were like, well, if we type their name in, it's similar, so then it is. Interesting. From my perspective as a journalist, not a copyright lawyer, but nor an expert on the subject, it's already possible and legally permissible for me to commission a human artist to create a new work in the style of copyrighted artist's work, which just seems to undercut plaintiff's claims. That's not true! That's not true! Inspiration and using the same thing is not the same. Who is this fucking AI cringe lord? When it dismissed infringement claims last year, the court found that the theory of the case was unclear as to whether the copies of the training images stored in Table Diffusion that are then utilised by DeviantArt and Midjourney. It pointed out the defense's arguments that it is possible for billions of images to be compressed into an active program. Isn't that a bit silly? What if they learned how? In a thread on Discord, the platform where Midjourney operates, Chief Executive David Halls posted the names of roughly 4,700 artists he said that its AI tools can replicate. This follows Stability Chief Executive Prem saying that the company downloaded the internet chose images and crafted it in a way that recreate any of those images. In discovery, loads of the artists are expected to pursue information related to how Stability Runway built Stable Diffusion and the Leon dataset. They represent Sarah Anderson, Kelly McKernan, Autism, and several others. So there you go. That's the big news about AI, basically, is that if this goes ahead, this will be like have such a huge impact on AI models stealing from people. It'll allow artists to be like, look, there's a precedent set here because there's a lawsuit that went ahead or whatever, and they were proven to be stealing, so lawyer up. So it's great news. Congratulations to the artists getting through. Hopefully we can find out more, and it moves quite quickly. I don't think it will, but hopefully we can keep an eye on it and see what happens. Definitely exciting. Definitely exciting. Because you just get dog shit like this, chat. 343 are hiring a senior AI engineer to make the next Halo game. 34 Industries develop a blockbuster Halo series of video games as part of Exos Game Studios. The Halo franchise encompasses games, television series, novels, comics, licensed collectibles, apparel, and more. We are looking for talented new voices to join our team in the next generation of games and experience in our award-winning sci-fi universe. As a senior AI engineer, you have a passion for identifying and capitalizing opportunities afforded by recent industry advances in artificial intelligence and machine learning. By working with the key stakeholders across multiple disciplines within 343 and by partnering with teams across Microsoft, you will help build innovative gaming experience powered by artificial intelligence, bringing the promise of new technologies to reality. Role at our studios are flexible. You can work from home up to 2 days a week. So, hopefully, fingers crossed, they can get this lawsuit moving quick. Because now they're just fucking hiring AI engineers to sit there on ChatGPT and write the next Halo. Design and implement scalable and efficient solutions that leverage generative AI and machine learning to augment in-game experiences and improve how we make games. Because I think video games, I think the idea behind large game companies to use AI is because they want to cut out having to use voice actors, which is like a lot of it. That's like a lot of it comes down. They want to cut out using voice actors. They want to just like pay a model to say anything they want. But also, I think like the ideology of it is kind of like we could write a script that rather than just recording lines, we can have an AI language model that you can talk to in game that can respond to you using what you've said. I think that's like a big thing that like everyone's getting like rock hard about in the gaming industry. Not only can they use AI to build the game, not only can they use AI to design the game, not only can they use AI for like some menial tasks, they also want to utilize AI in the game to make it a better experience. And better in inverted commas. But it's just dog shit, really. They've also been like something that feels real hard work and not prompting garbage. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, I think what they, like, everyone's getting their dick hard to be like, well, you talk to an NPC and it talks back to you, depending on what you say, you know? You hook up a microphone and you talk to your game. But, yeah. It's just sad, you know what I mean? It's like the fucking AI girlfriends you can get on iPhone, you know what I mean? That's what they want. It's just cut out more workers so they can lower their costs, increase their profits. Also true from. Her name is Candy and she's real. Yeah. Cap of this. The last voice actor strike was over companies wanting to replace them with AI. Yeah, the writer's strike and the actor's strike. Like, was it at the beginning of the year, was it? Maybe a bit before? It was about, like, companies trying to use AI to write them out. The best way to solve AI problem is for companies to understand that AI shouldn't replace people. It should be it should be used by whoever you are already hiring to make the job they should be doing easier. Yeah, that's the ideal world, right? But they don't want to see it like that. They want to see it as like how to make profit. The thing that scares me is basically the entire world economy relies on the strength of big US AI tech stocks, and AI is all a fucking scam, so for a big dip. Yeah, definitely. Like, whenever a company's struggling, they'll talk about AI. Look at Tesla. We're about to talk about Elon Musk. All right? Look at Tesla. Every time the Tesla stock is bad, he talks some random shit about stuff usually AI related, and it bounces. It goes back up. But he's tried to do it to say Tesla robots. He's tried to say they're going to produce Optimus, the new robot, and they're going to sell trillions of robots a year. Tesla bots. No found. Nothing found. There's a video here, look. He's called it Optimus and Bumblebee. How cringe is that? So cringe. I hope Transformers sue them. These are supposed to be coming out in December 2023. I don't know if you knew, but it's been nearly a year. This is the next big thing from Tesla, because he said that he's going to sell Tesla robots to 1 in 2 people across the planet. So they're going to sell, I think I was watching it on Atriox stream. He was like, he's going to sell 1 to every 2 people, which is around 5 billion robots. So we're going to make $1 trillion a year. Bro walks like I do when I'm tilling. But the reason is, he's talking about robots again, all right, is because Tesla stock's down. Tesla stock's down again this month, you know. If you look at year to date, it's down 40% in general. It had a bit of a peak. I'm not sure what happened in July that made it peak. I think, but like, I think the peak was like here when it was like robots and then it crashed. He wants to think about that is purely AI generated imagery, probably. He thinks he's Tony Stark, he does. But Tesla stocks is down like this year, you know? If you look at the past 5 years, like 2021, 2022, when everyone's buying fucking Teslas, it was crazy high. But it's overall, like, it's obviously up from here, but it's overall down in the past 3 years. Which is why I think, well, let me check the FTSE 500 as well. Who's in the FTSE 500? Oh, it's in alphabetical. I want to go to biggest to smallest. Is there a graph of him being crazy you can overlay on the stuff? Well, yeah, so basically, Tesla doesn't do much marketing, okay? What happens is whenever Tesla's struggling, they just send out Elon Musk, and then the stock price spikes. This is what all these random spikes are, you know? Again, I think this is the Cybertruck release, maybe? I don't know, can't remember. But all of these like big spikes are when they send out Elon Musk, but now it's generally down because Tesla's struggling because the CEO doesn't have much money left because he spent it all on a website and killed it. He spent all the money on a website and then killed the website. But because of that, like Tesla has relied on subsidies from the government for years because obviously like totally electric cars is what everybody wants to move towards, or everybody in the government wants to move towards because of climate change, right? Which is fine, you know, which is great because it's electric cars are the future, obviously. So he's obviously been like getting subsidized a lot because obviously having an American-made electric car is great for the market. But he's been recently trying to jump on Trump. And he obviously did a call with Trump the other night, or the other day for Americans, but other night for us UK frogs. And he held it on Twitter, on X.com, the everything app, right? And they held a Twitter space, or an X space, whatever they call it. And the space is basically, it's like a Discord studio, right? You have two people talking, loads of listeners. And this encapsulates what happened if you missed it, okay? I'm going to do some system scaling tests tonight and tomorrow in advance with a conversation with real Donald Trump. So how they go. Because what happened is they were delayed for 40 minutes because the fucking spaces didn't work because there are too many people in there. The project posted the best and worst of Elon Musk's Trump chat. Website formerly because it's like a 2.5 hour chat of basically Elon Musk trying to suck the fat dick of Donald Trump. All right, that's basically what you've missed if you did miss it. But here's a 7-minute best and worst.
Known as Twitter. Today, two of the most controversial figures in US culture sat down for a live audio-only interview on Musk's social media site. And it kicked off like this.
It was 40 minutes of technical glitches, or as Elon described it.
We unfortunately had a massive distributed denial of service attack against our servers.
That's him trying to sound like they were getting hacked. He said they were delayed to 40 minutes because they had a DDoS attack, right? They had a DDoS attack. Even though only the space broke, all of Twitter was fine, only the space broke. Right? Because that was getting DDoSed. That's not how DDoS works, but that's okay. This is the smartest man on the planet, according to some. This is the Tony Stark of the real world, according to some. Or I like to call him a fucking idiot.
Against our server.
By the way, real question, Ty, you didn't put Twitter back on your phone? No. I use it to post, but I use Safari. I don't have the app anymore.
After an album's worth of elevator.
Just to confirm, I keep it at the top. I replace Twitter with TikTok. I don't have it. I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it. Phony Stark.
Music, the soothing, musky sounds began, promising the forthcoming chat on X's Spaces would provide a side of Trump rarely glimpsed.
It's really intended to just get a feel for what Donald Trump is just like in a conversation.
But as it turned out, Donald Trump in a conversation sounds an awful lot like Donald Trump in every speech and interview from the past decade.
And they're also getting rid of their murderers and their drug dealers, and they're coming into our country at levels that have never been seen before.
Yeah. I think someone counted. There is 384 yes and another 100 shores from from Elon Musk.
Biden administration did something that's never been done in this country, and that's go after their political opponent, me, with this nonsense and just nonsense. He said that he has a red button on his desk. I said, I have a red button on my desk too, but my red button is much bigger and my red button works. And then I called him Little Rocket Man.
Weeks after
Fucking bragging about insulting Kim Jong-un. What is a list Trump has? Yeah, it sounded like he has a lisp on the call. They're claiming it's the bad technology, but
after telling the world that
You'll never hear it from me a second time because it's actually too painful to tell.
Trump kicked off the conversation with a detailed discussion of his recent assassination attempt.
When I put the fist up, they were relieved and happy and thrilled, and the place went crazy.
yeah, they were talking about his assassination for like an hour, I think. But you know, it's like, it's one of those things. Like, it was an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, which is like pretty fucking, obviously like pretty wild in modern day, right? It's not something, it's obviously, he nearly lost his life. That's a really important part of his life. He's pretty crazy. But he was like, I'll never talk about it again. And then, because of how news cycles work on the internet these days, everyone's kind of forgotten that it was a month ago that he was almost assassinated. And then he was like, I'll never talk about it again. And then spent an hour and a half talking about it. You know? It sounds like a Trump impersonator. It does. It really does.
It was a terrible thing, but it was
incredibly moving, yeah.
He went on to talk about his
They missed the bit that where Elon Musk said it was incredible. When he almost got assassinated.
plans for education.
I want a closed-up Department of Education.
His take on climate change.
The ocean's going to rise 1/8 of an inch over the next 400 years. You'll have more oceanfront property, right?
And why Putin
Just like, you can't fucking make it up. The ocean's going to rise 1/8 of an inch, so we'll have more oceanfront properties. That's what he said. That's what he was like, you know what? That's going to pop. That will pop off.
Property, right?
and why Putin didn't invade Ukraine during Donald's presidency.
And again, I said to Vladimir Putin, I said, don't do it. You can't do it, Vladimir. And I told him things that what I do, and he said, no way. And I said, way.
Way. She's about to be a beating grade. Well, you do that? No way. Like fucking high school girls. Well, you went to third base? No way. Way. It can't be real. It was real though. I listened live. It is real. I was there. Trump and Elon must be filmed, dude. Where's my car? No way. Way.
And you know, it's the last time we ever had the conversation.
There was even an unexpected compliment for his opponent.
Actually, she looked very much like our great First Lady, Melania.
Yeah.
She didn't look like Camilla, that's right. But of course, she's a beautiful woman, so we'll leave it at that, right?
Why was he flirting with Kamala Harris? It was like saying, oh yeah, she's a beautiful woman. She looked like a beautiful woman on the front of the Times magazine. She looked like my wife.
Camilla, that's right. But of course...
What are you saying, bro? What are you saying?
She's a beautiful woman, so we'll leave it at that, right?
Not counting the tech glitches, the unedited interview clocked in at just over 2 hours. An estimated 1.2 million tuning in to hear few surprises, aside from what many thought sounded like a lisp.
So many millions of people. The sun, it's ridiculous. I saw things that you don't want to know about.
So did this exercise teach us anything?
I don't think it was a list, but I do think it's just Twitter just being shit. You remind me of my wife isn't exactly the best compliment a woman wants to hear. It's just fucking weird, bro. It's just weird. It's so odd. The video of Musk smoking a blunt is what this interview reminds me of. Yeah, that's always on Joe Rogan.
Other than Elon needs to update his hold music. Hello. Hello.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, with no technical delays. Here's our man in the US, Steve Clements. Hey, Steve, were we imagining things? Was there a lisp with Donald Trump?
Look, they said we didn't hear the lisp. I kept listening over and over again. I was wondering what was going on, and he had a lisp. He was slurring his words a bit through parts of the conversation, and there was a lisp.
If he's using Apple AirPods and doesn't have a lisp, maybe he did have a lisp.
I guess he's trying something out new.
I just thought it sounded like
maybe it's the audio problem or something.
His whole audio was weird.
It was really distracting, which is why I bring it up.
Yeah. No, everyone's asking about it. But,
Well,
I love watching world news from Australia because they say it all really funny.
If it was just the audience, but there were certain times where you could listen.
Oh no!
Savage!
Oh no!
Paul Elon, they're being DDoSed. They've been DDoS chat.
By Elon.
Or the people that pulled Elon.
Oh my God.
So do the rest of us have to talk with a lisp now?
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh no!
My man.
I'm going in the water. Oh no!
Here.
Sydney, don't go near the water.
So Trump is starting to slip in the polls and he's lost what seemed like a decisive sort of strong lead. Is talking to Elon Musk the sort of thing that he should be...
We're not going to watch an interview about it. But some of the funny things, again, as I said...
And actually, she looked very much like our great First Lady, Melania. She didn't look like Camilla. That's right. But of course, she's a beautiful woman, so we'll leave it at that, right?
I think he's trying to say he's with a beautiful woman, but it sounds like he's saying Kamala's a beautiful woman, which is just fucking wild. They said Trump tells Elon that he thinks Kamala Harris's new Time magazine cover looks more like Melania Trump than Harris. He pronounces Kamala's Camilla, the Queen Consort of the UK. And then another funny bit was he just sounds fucking weird when he's talking about, again, the way bit. This is hilarious.
And again, I said to Vladimir Putin, I say, don't do it. You can't do it, Vladimir. You do it, it's going to be a bad day. You cannot do it. And
he sounds like fucking Mark from The Room. What's his name? You can't. I did not hit the... He sounds like, what's his name? What's his name for The Room? Mark. Tommy Wiseau. Not Mark. Tommy Wiseau. Right? Listen to Tommy Wiseau. The classic.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
And then listen to fucking Donald Trump talking to Vladimir. Allegedly.
And again, I said to Vladimir Putin, I say, don't do it. You can't do it, Vladimir. You do it, it's going to be a bad day. You cannot do it.
You can. I did not. You cannot. It's the same. It's the same.
And I told him things that what I do, and he said, no way. And I said, way. And again, I said to Vladimir Putin, I say, don't.
No way. Surely that's going to be a TikTok sound. I said, show me the things I could do. And he said, no way. And I said, way. Why, doggy? What's the other one? The funny one, which is going to get them both in hot water, is this one.
This cutter. I mean, I look at what you do, this cutter. I mean, I look at what you do. You walk in and you just say, you want to quit? They go on strike. I won't mention the name of the company, but they go on strike and you say, that's okay, you're all gone. You're all gone. So every one of you is gone, and you are the greatest. You would be very good. Oh, you would love it. But you know, if you look at Arjun, this cutter.
So basically, he says he applauds people when their workers are striking to just fire them, which is illegal in the United States. So there's federal labor charges against Donald Trump and Elon Musk for attempting to intimidate and threaten workers because they're against. There are illegal attempts to threaten and intimidate workers who stand up for themselves by engaging in protecting concerned activities such as strikes. So by saying this, they've opened themselves up to a lawsuit because they're like, you know what? When people strike, you just fire them. That's so cool. That's so sick. Okay, well, time for lawsuit because that's illegal. He's so funny. He's so funny, bro. Ah. And then the last one, which wasn't really mentioned, except, well, it was kind of mentioned, the oceanfront properties. But Musk talks about climate change because Trump is like, you know, well, they can't call it global warming because actually some places are cooling.
It's problematic if it accelerates, if you start going from 2 or 3 to, say, 5. And then there may be some situations where you get to... just a step change increase in the CO2, and I think we don't want to get too close to 1,000 ppm because like that's actually makes it uncomfortable to breathe. Like just existing in 1,000 ppm.
God, he stutters a lot, doesn't he? When he talks about something he should know about.
They're faster than slower, but like I said, with
basically Elon's saying the longer we leave it, the worse it's going to get. We do need climate change is a really big issue.
Vilifying the oil and gas industry, and without causing hardship in the short term, I think this can be done without people can still have a stake and they can still drive gasoline cars and it's okay. It's like it's not. I don't think we should vilify people for it, but I think we should just generally lean in the direction of sustainability.
Heartbreaking, the worst person you know, just made a great point. Yeah, because Tesla stock's through the floor, Kayari. That's the point I'm making. Tesla stock's through the floor, and Donald's like, yeah, but we could just keep drilling because he literally, quote, said, drill, baby, drill. And Elon doesn't want that. He wants people to stop using oil because he wants them to use his cars.
And I actually think solar is going to be a majority of Earth's energy generation in the future, and it's certainly trending that way. And so you get the solar power, combine that with batteries, so because obviously the sun doesn't shine at night, and then you use that to charge the electric cars, and you have a long-term sustainable solution. And that's what Tesla's trying to move things towards, and I think we've made a lot of progress in that regard.
And bearing in mind, he's talking about like global warming and making sustainable cars, basically. And they mentioned of nuclear power as well, which is sustainable.
That they drive well, that they're
where's he kicking?
I don't know. So I'm a big fan of like let's have an inspiring future, and let's work towards a better future. And we do so without demonizing.
Right. I'm okay. It's very interesting. You use the word global warming, and today they use the word climate change because, you have some places that go up and stuff. So they were getting themselves in a little trouble with the word global warming because not every place is warming. Some places are going the opposite direction. But
you know who he sounds like? My grandparents. My grandparents a few years ago when they didn't understand. Actually, it's not global warming because some of it's getting colder. So actually, it's not even real. Let's talk about the CO2 levels rising because of the use of like traditional oil and just typical coal usage. That's right, making the CO2 levels rise in the air, which is causing climate change, but also just generally just shit. But also, it's just like, you know what? Actually, they can't call it global warming because it's not warming. Actually, sometimes it gets colder. It's just so fucking dumb.
I'm sort of waiting for you to come up with solar panels on the roofs of your cars and on the trunks of the cars. And it just seems like something that at some point you will come up with. I'm sure you'll be the first. But it would seem that a solar panel on the roofs, you know, on flat surfaces. On certain surfaces it might be good.
Yeah. At
least in certain areas of the country where you have the world where you have the sun. But I would.
Hey, just put solar panels on the roof, man. Shut up moaning. Just put solar panels on your roof of your car. Because Donald Trump hates electric cars because they don't go far enough. You know?
I would think, and I have no idea because that's not my world, but I would think that this would be something that would be interesting. But you know, the one thing that I don't understand is that people talk about global warming or they talk about climate change, but they never talk about nuclear warming. And to me, that's an immediate problem because you have, as I said, 5 countries where you have major nuclear and you know, probably some others are getting there, and that's very dangerous. That's where you need a strong American president because you don't want to have this proliferation. But
the 5 countries talk about nuclear. He's talking about nuclear weapons now. When they were talking about climate change, he's just going to nukes.
You have 5 countries and getting more. You know, China is much less than us right now, but they're going to catch us sooner than people think. They're way lower. Russia and us are number 1, and I mean, we're sort of tied. And China is far behind, but they're developing at a level that, you know, you're not surprised to hear very fast.
He doesn't know the difference. He doesn't know the difference between nuclear energy and nuclear power because they were talking about energy. It's just fucking so dumb. It's honestly so dumb. It's so crazy. He's talking about nuclear warming. Get your stuff straight. Nuclear warming because everyone has nukes. It keeps confusing sailor signs and refugee asylums in interviews. It's just honestly wild. It's honestly wild what's happening. And it's just, all it is like, there's like a point where Elon Musk is like, you know, like we should look at like more tunnels and stuff, and maybe I can be part of that with your in your fucking government. He's basically just trying to set himself up for a job, and all he wants is more subsidiaries and less regulation so he can build everything and be the guy for it, you know? If America goes, actually we're going to go huge on nuclear power, Elon Musk wants to be at the forefront of it. Because Tesla's stocks is struggling. They need something that's going to skyrocket them very quickly, and it just feels like that whole 2.5-hour show was Elon sucking Donald's dick so he can go ahead and become the guy for like nuclear energy or green energy or whatever, you know? It's rather that guy to control the nukes, exactly. Because it was only like a couple of years ago that Donald hated Elon Musk and vice versa. There was like some tweets from Elon saying that Trump's too old. Trying to find some images of it. I know they saw some yesterday. I just can't remember where I saw them. Here's one of them. Trump rips Elon Musk, another bullshit artist, in 2022.
Left-wing censorship and to restore free speech in America. And go out, by the way, while I'm here and sign up now for Truth Social. It's hot as a pistol, and you see that. I pulled that one right. Leon, I tell you what, Elon is not going to buy Twitter. Where did you hear that before? From me. From a fake account.
I mean, he did buy it, but
Yeah, she says fake. A lot of them. Nah, he's got himself a mess. You know, he said the other day, oh, I've never voted for a Republican. I said, I didn't know that. He told me he voted for me. So he's another bullshit artist, but he's not going to be behind it.
So he ripped into him for a good minute. And then Elon in 2022, I don't hate the man, but it's time for Trump to hang up his hat and sail into the sunset. Dem should also call off the attack. Don't make it so Trump's only way to survive is to regain presidency. Trump would be 82 at the end of the term, which is too old to be chief executive of anything, let alone the United States of America. This is 2 years ago, and now he's fully endorsing him, even though this is how old he's gonna be. And it's just fucking. He's just so out of money. This was like peak. This tweet was like peak Tesla stock. Now Tesla stock's down. He's like, you know what? Trump actually not that bad. Actually, that's it. Oh, it's so sad. It's just so sad to watch. It's so cringe and so weird. It was a 2-hour public job interview. That's exactly what it was, Troll Cleaner. That's exactly what it was, bud. Most of Trump being mates again is just further proof the right-wing grift is real. 100p, Kayari! Ding, ding, ding! Ding, 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 the right-wing grift is real. As soon as they're out of money, turn right-wing, become anti-woke and make loads of money. Hooray! Kamala got this in the bag though. Weird orange man, weird divorced man publicly filleting each other on the side. Well, true. I will never say that though. Ever since fucking Brexit, I'll never guarantee anything in politics. That and Jeremy Corbyn. Stolen. Divorce be having a man do things like suck up to a man who publicly bullied you, literally. Woke chorus continues to fight. Those shirts should be here this week as well. Donate to the member gold so that Mikey can afford not to flip to the right-wing grift. Look, lads, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, look, I've seen how much money you can make from grifting the right-wing agenda. So if you don't want that to happen as the last bastion of good 40k content, now's the time to gift a membership. I'm about to end the stream, so if you want to fuck off, now's the time, fuck off. But if you really want to be part of the revolution of Warhammer content on the internet, now's the time to become a member or gift a membership, all right? Let someone else join the revolution against the right-wing agenda. All right? I'm Mikey. Thank you so much for tuning in. The last thing I want to talk about is that Elon Musk might lose Twitter if this lawsuit goes ahead. Because he was calling out and trying to be transphobic against a cis woman, and now she's suing him and J.K. Rowling as well. What a beautiful day! What a beautiful day! Oh, it's crazy good. It's crazy good. Imagine she sues them and she ends up with Twitter and Harry Potter at the same time. J.K. Rowling, famous for shutting down people who don't have any backing, okay, that call her out. But now they're literally going up against someone who fights in the ring until they quit. Who fights people until they give up for a living, and they just won gold. Fucking legend. Let's go, Iman Khalif. Let's go, Iman Khalif. What a fucking legend. Sue them for every penny they've got. It's beautiful. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. What a beautiful fucking day. So again, if you want to be part of the revolution, then consider subscribing today. All right. If you want to subscribe, that'd be really cool. Tajir's trial by comment was a thing, literally. Apparently, Algerian government is helping fund the lawsuit. You know why? Because they fucking hate trans people, which is kind of weird. But it's like illegal to be trans in Algeria, I think. So they're kind of like, well, we don't want people thinking we've got trans people in Algeria, so we'll help pay for it. But the enemy of my enemy is my friend at this point. I'll take it. Let's do the lawsuit. Let's get that through. All right. Oh dear. Oh dear. Hilarious. Hilarious. Maybe she gets the black mold filled castle in the lawsuit. True. True. Ah, fucking hell. Her pictures of fucking mold everywhere is crazy. Anyway, chat. We didn't make the giveaway. We got 3 members. I really appreciate the 3 members we got through. Thanks to the Gifted, Mercenary, Kayari, and James. And thanks to Popcorn for the resub. But that's going to be it for today. It's also illegal to be gay. Yeah, I know. You know, she wins is going to be the biggest outcry for the right. It's going to be hilarious. It's going to be hilarious. Trolling! Thank you for the 5, bud. Thank you for the 5, man. Really appreciate it. That's very kind of you. For 2 more 3D printers. No gays, no marbles today, I'm afraid. No marbles. I'm afraid so. But also, as I mentioned, I've added a brand new tier called the Parasocial Club. Okay. I've added the Parasocial Club as a brand new tier. If you would like to be part of that, then subscribe today. It's basically a private WhatsApp group where I post more, a little bit more often, and I'm posting stuff behind there that no one else is seeing. Some of it dumb, some of it quite nice, some of it is dumb. But also, I'm thinking about doing some member-only streams soon. It's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I'm just because of tournament prep, my time's a bit limited. But probably in the next week or 2, I'm going to start doing member-only streams. The member-only streams are going to include gaming. So, like, when I played Elden Ring on stream, that stuff like that I'm going to move to members only. And the Parasocial Club are going to choose what game I play. And I'm going to do some hobby streams as well. I've got an Ava unit I really want to build. I've got some, like, painting I'm doing. The problem is a lot of the time I can't do painting on stream because a lot of the time I'm doing stuff that's under NDA. But, like, right now I'm painting Death Company because I'm just using the Assault Intercessor kit and some conversions. And the Parasocial Club are starting to see that already. But probably in the next couple of weeks, you're probably going to start seeing me go live, but then go offline and go to a members-only stream straight afterwards. So if you'd like to start seeing the members-only stream, I'm thinking, I'm not sure if I'm going to make it for every member or make it as freeloaded as the Gifted tier or higher, like freeloaded tier or higher. I might just make it everybody. But I'm not sure yet. But they are probably going to be coming in the next couple of weeks as well. So if you are a member or you're gifting memberships, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Trolling, thank you so much for the 5, mate. I really appreciate you. But basically what I'm saying is I'm trying to make it so being a member isn't just being Green Name. Even though Green Name is amazing, you also get full access to the Discord. There's different tiers for higher access to the Discord and also the private WhatsApp group. And then also I'm going to be doing members only streams, and the people on higher tiers are going to like influence those. So stuff that kind of like will be fun that you'll probably enjoy because we're kind of like hanging out, but it doesn't quite fit on the channel. I'm going to start doing behind members only. Like, I really want to play Dead Space because I love Dead Space. This is a scary game. It's really fun. People are start asking me to play Sekiro on stream because I've never played Sekiro, but it doesn't really fit the channel. And I was tempted to start like a Twitch channel and start doing it there, but I think I'm just going to do it as members only for a little bit and see how it goes. If it gets really popular, that'd be really cool. I might eventually take it to Twitch. I don't know, but it's not something I'm promising. But what I am promising is like members only streams. And then again, if you would like to be part of the Parasocial gang, the Parasocial Club, that'd be really cool. Satisfactory. Well, Gog and Stewie, you'll have to join the group and start trying to influence me. You know? That's what I'll have to do. But today, no marbles, I'm afraid. Okay? But what I will treat you to is some daily games. I'm not going to talk about Valve. I can't be arsed. I don't think... I was going to talk about leaks. We could. No, I've already called enough people out today. I'm not calling out Barak as well. I'm not going to call out Barak as well. Let's do a quick Wordle, shall we? Quick daily game before we go. Okay. Whew. Here we go. Okay. What kind of leak? Soup or just roasted? I was going to talk about the valve leak. And talk about just like leaks in general. No E, J. E doesn't go there. Mained. Manned. Oh, it must contain letter S. Mains! Oh, shit. I learned enough. There's no N! Why did I use N again? I'm so stupid! So it could be an O? Whoa. Fosed. Row. Boo. Bool. Boot. Booty. Booty. No S, no E. Fuck's sake. Lows. Okay, there's an O. I put ES in the same place twice, and I know they don't go there. So, no. There's no E or no O there. Do. How do I get an O in there? Suko. Swole. Oh. S. Go. Choke. It does work, but go. Shove. What? Sure. Oh, we got there. That was close. That was close. Ah. Is either the W and I not being in there? What do you mean, W and I? Wordle? Wordle. Oh, Wordle. No, I don't like Wordle. I don't like Wordle. Connections. I like this one. Okay. 16 words. 4 of them come together. Mickey. Daisy. Character names. Jasmine. Disney character names. Yogi. Ah. Back. Not even one away. Okay. Poppy, petunia, jasmine types of plants. Daisy, flowers. Let's fucking go. Sting, buzz. We know this one. Games Workshop have been telling us all about buzz. Sting, buzz. Things related to bees. Pollinate. Boo boo. Imagine it's boo boo. Goof, gaff, flub. Boo boo. Make a mistake. Blunder. Oh, I'm so good at this game. Sting, Yogi, Babe, Mickey, Pollinate, Buzz, Dance, Lou. Bee dance, buzz, sting, pollinate, things related to bees. Smashed it! Smashed it! First days of Yankee Legends. What lanky legends. Actually smashed it, chat. Actually smashed it. Let's fucking go. Right, Strands. We're on a roll. Actually fucking nailed it. Did I learn bees dance? They do dance, yeah. Honey, I'm home. Honey, I'm home. Flow. Honey, I'm home. Honey, I'm home. From Tan. That's how you say it in Bali. I'm home from Tan. Let me move my head. There we go. Honey, I'm home. Honey, I'm home. Can come home. I'm not 100% sure the vibe of the question. Honey, I'm home. Sweetie? Dear? Darling, maybe? Ing? No L. Bing. Something ing, surely. Bing? Hebbing, ebbing, rubbing, rubing, sing. Cotag. Cottage. No, you can't do that. Cotag. Cottage. Okay, types of home. Bungalow. Bung. No bung there. With any other bees? But nope. Oh wait, bung. I was right. Bunguo. Bunguo. Cottage. Lane. Wow. I still don't understand the theme of Honey, I'm Home. I still don't quite understand the theme. Star. Clonny. What the fuck does clon mean? Honey, I'm home. Cottage. Wood? No. Boba. Boba tea. I found so many words, but none of them are right. Gwyn. Penguin. Engwyn. Nah, Gwyn. Cangwyn. What's a cangwyn? Flat. Is apartment on here, do you think? I was saying like this. I'm like apartment, but I don't think there's any. Is there any P's? No, not one P. There's no house. Or is there? Nope. Oh, yes there is. House isn't one. No peas, but there is a bungalow. I don't think there is. Oh, there is a bungalow. There is. I thought I could. I tried bung earlier and I couldn't get it. Okay. So cottage and bungalow. The different types of houses. Farm. That's not how you spell farm. I need to use that A. Mansion, maybe? No. What type of house is... I keep thinking this is going to be farm. But I need to use farmats. I need to use that. If I do that, I need to use the ATS. Farmster. House. Houses. Oh, houses. I put house and that didn't work. Right, okay. So we know this is going to be the end of a word. This is going to be the end of a word. Type of house. Ranch. This is going to be a... Craftsman. Is a craftsman a type of house? We always do so well to get here, yeah. Like the first, you find a couple, then you find the spanogram, then it all falls together. Is craftsman a type of house? What the fuck? And we know this is going to be a cabin. And it's going to be a... The last word is here. Colonial. Colonial. What type of house is this, anyone? It's got to be Colonian. We've got it backwards. Colonia. Colonia. Colonial. Got it. I was just gonna know what the word was. Is that a shag pad? What the fuck is a craftsman house? It's a popular American style home. Goddamn New York Times. This is a craftsman house. There you go. It's got like the balcony at the front type vibe. God, if that's not an AI image, I'm going to shoot myself. Neil Fun Password Game. I'm going to play that one. Let's do Bandle. Jack, if you don't know this one, it's a fun one. There's a song that was released in 1976 that has 108 million views on YouTube. It's easy. Let's have a listen. It sounds like every song from 1976. I'm going on whim and say it's something by Kiss. Just see if it is, because I don't know Kiss. You think so? No, I wouldn't. It's just a guess. Oh, I recognize it. I recognize it. I'm gonna skip and get more. Oh. More than a feeling. More than a feeling. More than a feeling. Got it. More than a feeling. It's a solo. That's why I didn't recognize it. Is that bit. Nice. Anyone get it? CB Poppy. Well done, mate. You got it. Great job. Great job. That was a good one. Right, last one. Travel. Let's go from Lithuania to Ireland. Okay. This is the one I'm struggling with. So chat, I don't know if you know, but I'm really bad at human geography. When I did geography at school, all I did was fucking, like, how do mountains make water type vibe. Go on the glider advert song. Yeah. Alright, we know we need to go to England. Oh, United Kingdom. So we're going to make our way through by countries. Okay. And then we can go to France. Maybe not the best way. We can go to Germany. And then we go... Poland? Oh! Oh, let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Smashed it! Oh, God, I'm so good at these games. I'm going to fuck it up, but that was easy. Ah! Let's fucking go, baby! Liam Dempsey is coming to All Stars, yeah, mate. Yeah, he is. Easy clap, chat. Where could we go? We could have gone Belgium. We could have gone Netherlands. Excuse me, I was first. What do you mean you were first? UK, Poland, Germany. Actually, you can't go from Germany to the UK. You missed France. You missed Netherlands or Belgium. How's it with oceans? It's just the closest. You got to try and make the shortest route through the least amount of countries. It's not like it's not as the crow flies. It's like how do you go from country to country? So, mate, you got UK, Poland, Germany. You didn't make it, mate. You missed France, you missed Belgium, or you missed the Netherlands. But I'm really bad at geography, so I was quite tough with that, to be honest. Got it in one, not even got one wrong. The one I did the other day, I can't remember where it was from. I think it's from, like, fucking... I can't remember. It's hard. My knowledge of boat routes is useless in this game. Well, no, because you could have gone to the Netherlands if you thought Hull to the Netherlands. I'd take a boat straight to Lithuania. I suppose you could do that, technically. Where's the fun in that, Cass? Where's the fun in that? Anyway, I'm enjoying those. Hopefully enjoying... I did. It said you have to go to France. Oh, okay. Unlucky. So is that physically closer? Anyway, chat, hopefully enjoying the daily games. I think they're like 5 good ones. The password game is horrible. I don't want to play the password game. Hopefully you enjoyed the daily games. I think that's like a good group of daily games. They're quite fun. And it's something we can just keep dropping on at the end of the stream or the start of the stream or something like that. Gamer moment. Yeah, exactly. They're the free games. Bandle is great. Bandle, I like Bandle. It's a new one I've picked up. I think it's really fun. Especially when you like remember it and you're like, oh yeah, I love that. Keeps my brain going because like I'm just so like always just like editing. I'm just like got such brain rot. I'm enjoying doing like more traditional like daily exercise games. It's like playing Dr. Kawashiba's brain training, but online. And I'm really bad at trivia as well. So like just general knowledge trivia, I'm super bad at. So I'm like, I feel like I'm learning stuff. Even though it's a bit dumb, but anyway, Chatterinos, we didn't make the membership goal, but that's okay. That's okay. We'll make it next time. We'll make it Friday, because I'm back Friday for a live battle report with Imperial Agents versus Custodes with me and Elliot playing, which should be really fun. So if you don't know, I stream every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It'd be really sick to hit the goal on Friday. That'd be cool. I'll give away something cool on Friday. How's that sound? But otherwise, thanks so much for watching. If you're part of the Parasocial gang, you'll see some updates of my painting later. We're talking all about Blood Angels at the minute. Having a great time with it. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Thanks to all the gifted members I did get today. And thank you just so much for hanging out. If you didn't be gifted a membership, that's okay too. I appreciate you for hanging out. Make sure you like the stream if you haven't already. And yeah, hopefully I'll catch you Friday. It's free to watch. Pretty much all my content is free. All right. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. Have fun. Tell people about all the news you learned today. And I'll see you Friday. All right. Bye, everyone.